I want to see his growth from playing in Japan. I mean, I talk to him a lot still, and he's telling me how much he's learned playing for their coach there. Their game's a bit different, their European coach. So I just want to see that maturity, I mean, how it translates. Obviously, he is the team's leader, and he's going to be one of their best players, no doubt.
Yeah. Julmar Fajardo, of course, part of this lineup. He's still, you know, I would say not fully back to his powers based on his last PBA conference. But here in the SEA Games, a chance to flex his muscles against competition that have beefed up with nationalized players as well.
Yeah, I mean, the teams have a bunch of them. Vietnam has 8, Thailand has 4, Indonesia got their new import, right? But I'm curious to see Julmar because for as good as he's been in the PBA, he's been the best player this past decade by far.
Yeah.
He hasn't exactly been the same player internationally. And then with playing under Coach Chot's system, the dribble drive, he hasn't exactly flexed his muscles, as you put it. So that's why I kind of want to see how he'll do. Obviously, the competition's still not at the level where he's used to seeing in the PBA, perhaps, and even around the better teams in Asia. But I still want to see how Julmar plays in this level right now.
You know, I mentioned Lebron Lopez a while ago, and the only non-PBA player here. How can he impress here? You know, obviously a lot of eyes will be on him because, like, hey, who's this young whippersnapper?
Yeah, and he's obviously drawn a lot of attention. Supposed to be playing in the States right now, but he, you know, unfortunately for him, he's still here. But he is a great athlete. I want to see his development the last 2 years. It's really hard for these guys who haven't played any organized basketball. I'm sure they're training, but playing in a real live game setup is a different story. So I want to see his growth. I mean, I just saw him in the Ateneo game, and he looks bigger than we've been with him in the youth program. But he's solid, and you know, because obviously we're the favorite team, he's going to get a chance to play, so it will be a good chance for a lot of the fans who haven't seen him play much, good for him to show what he can do, and he's going to be a force.
Now, you know, Charles, we have a little bit more time now. There's no other short of expectation but gold for this team. But we all know that other teams are beefing up their lineup. Who do you think will be the biggest threat to the gold medal of Gilas this time?
Well, the only 3 teams I could see are Indonesia, Viet, and Thailand. Obviously, Indonesia, Coach Raiko, I still text him. He has his new import, Bolden. He's been wanting him for a while. His main guys are there. Jawato came back from an injury. He's playing. Their kid who's been playing the NBA Australia programs with them. And then Thailand has 4 naturalized players. They have 1 guy playing in the G League. So that's going to be solid. And Viet has 8 guys who are, you know, not FIBA eligible, but they can play here. So it should be interesting. I hope it is.
Same. Charles, thank you very much for coming over. And you know what? Next time we're going to give you an hour.
No, I'm happy like this.
No, cannot be.
I will always make the trip. Thank you also for having me.
Meanwhile, let's check out the roster for our women's volleyball team. Pao, who do we have?
Well, of course, a lot of the familiar faces here. But then when you look at the 2019 lineup and the lineup that we have here, one of the names that we always have to mention, of course, well, really, just take a look at the list and you can figure out who that is. But again, Liza Valdez, Majoy Baron in the Onto, and as well as Don Macandile, and so many star names that really impressed in the past few months.
Now, joining us also tonight is our resident volleyball analyst, Mosey Ravenna. Mosey, good evening and welcome back to the game.
Good evening, Pao and Bea.
Now, Mosey, the first thing that I see when I look at the lineup is Jaja Sanchago. She was not in the lineup in 2019. We missed her also in the PVL action. But how big does she actually increase the chances of us getting a podium finish with her in the lineup?
Well, you know, Jaja with Mylene Pat recently made waves abroad, diba, in the volleyball scene. So I'm pretty sure yung sa scouting report ng different teams, ibang teams, for sure defense will be on them, which is actually good for us because it opens up the defense of the with our other spikers. We still have Eliza, you know, we still have Galanza, Meneses, Tolentino, Cespolina, and the rest. So that's actually parang good for us also. But Jaja, as big as she is, also a big factor in playing in this year's SEA Games. Siyempre, look at we can all we all read and saw how she improved this year playing in Japan. And di ba nagkaka-award pa siya and all of that. So I mean, that's just a big boost for the women's team.
Tita Mohs, another player we have to watch. We mentioned Mylene Pa. You mentioned Mylene Paat a while ago, and of course, I feel like we're still watching her improve almost week by week after her exposure as an import. What do you see from her?
Well, another factor nga si Maylene, and she really played so well in Thailand. That's why I'm pretty sure scouted rin yan. That's why, again, no, it can be a good thing for us because we have other hitters that can also do well. But these two can actually lead the team. And again, gone for a podium finish.
Tita Mohs, when you look at this team and you look at how promising this group is, how competitive do you feel this team would be in this particular SEA Games?
You know, with Thailand having new faces and younger players, I guess parang obviously, syempre, we still have to worry about them. But at least yung team natin has maturity, and I guess they can use that as an advantage in their games. And syempre, like last SEA Games, tight pa rin yung games against Vietnam and Indonesia. But now, parang hopeful ako that they'll play better against these teams.